Hi guitar mates, I hope you are all doing well. And this lesson we are having another great guitar workout, courtesy of Judas Priest and the track Freewheel Burning. The song appeared on the 1984 album Defense of the Faith and was also the first single from the album. Now I want to quote you the description from Loudwire magazine. They say, savage twin guitarist, thunderous drum beat, and falsetto-emblazoned vocals. So what more could you possibly ask for in a song? Now, I will be covering all of the main rhythm guitar parts played by Glenn and KK, and I'll also be mixing some of the parts so you can play the song as a single guitarist. Now, if you want more Judas Priest lessons, do check out my playlist. And for more in-depth lessons, do check out my premium channel. Both links are listed below. So, grab your guitar, get tuned up, and let's learn some real great heavy metal riffs. Okay, what we're going to do is look at that opening lick. It starts off being played by KK. He does a bar by himself. Then the same lick's joined in by Glenn. So I'm just going to play through the lick and then I will show you exactly what's going on in the middle of this process. So it goes like this. Quite a noisy little lick to play this one. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to back off a little bit on the overdrive on it so you can hear a little bit more what's going on. Because really what's happening, we are playing across two strings, playing it quite quickly, but we're only playing a line that isn't too bad to actually play. We're just playing. That's all we're playing. So we're playing across the A and the D string. We are playing a 7 on the D string. Then we're playing an open A. And then we're playing a 5 to the 7 on the D again. And it just keeps on going round in that cycle. You get this. Now you're going to play that. You're going to play that 1 and 2 and 3, or 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and. The last one, we're just going to play across an open. And then we repeat. And we just play that round. So one bar is going to take you into that. And then it just gets repeated across. But we are playing the entire lick across the two strings. So after we've played that downstroke, we're playing across the A and the D. Then we come back and we hit the open A string. Then we're going to play the A across the A string and the D string together. And also the 7. So we've got to mix the two strings. You know, you're doing an alternate across that to get that sound. But that's how we combine. Now, of course, we've also got to make sure we're going to be hearing nothing from the low E string. And you're going to have to make sure you are muting. I use my first finger to mute the G string directly underneath. Because as we're hammering through that, we don't want to hear anything from any of the strings, top or bottom of that riff. Now, try it, or if you want to practice it, what I would suggest is do it without the overdrive, first of all. Am I hearing that? Am I getting that sound across? If you're happy, then go on to adding a little bit of overdrive, because it does just sound so noisy when you're playing it. Because you've got the one bar which is just by yourself if you're taking the role of KK, and then you get the two guitars playing over it. You're going to be doing 4 bars in the cycle before we go into the next riff that is being picked up by Glenn. KK, he keeps on playing that, so you've got to be confident. To be able to play it like that, just keeping that going. Because after we've played what would be 4 bars of that riff, then KK goes into that great riff over the top of that. And that riff goes like this. What a great, powerful riff that is. Now, there are numerous ways to play this, and when I've been watching videos of the band playing live, Glenn does it one way, and then he does it another way, so it's very hard to fix it down what he's doing. But the riff itself, you are going to be opening up, and you're going to be playing this across again the A, and then double stopping on the D and the G string. You do 2 A's, got 2 chugs on that. Then we're doing a double stop across the 7 and 7 on the D. And then we are going to play a double stop on the 5 and 5. Like that. Now you could play that alternate, like I said, I've seen Glenn do it both ways. Very hard to track on the videos I've seen what KK is doing on that. But having said that, it doesn't really matter whether you play it down or you play as if you play it as just a downstroke, to play it like that. So it doesn't really matter. What matters is getting that right note, like that. Now, once you play, we've got 2 more chugs back on the A. Then we got again back to the 7. And then we got 2 more chugs again, and then to the 5. So if we put that together nice and slow, and then it just gets repeated round. Of course, in the opening section, you are still hearing KK playing that riff behind it. So it really does come across as a powerful little riff between the two of them. But whether you want to do it as alternating picking on the chugs or you just want to do downstrokes, per James Hetfield, doesn't really matter. But we got to get that. Either way, doesn't matter which way you want to do it, whichever you're comfortable. Because I can't say he's done it this way or he's done it that way. You see him playing both of them. Now he's going to play that riff. He's going to play that, I think it's 4 times on that. And then we are into the next part of the song, which is going into the verse section. What he's done there on that final one, he's playing an A. So he's playing, he's going across the A, he's hitting the A, but he's also hitting the open strings on the D, the G, and the D, the G, and the B into what you just see as a normal A chord. So it's just, if you do it slow, so you just get that. And that takes us into the next part of the song. Now, what you're going to be doing here, you are playing across a bar that's going 1, 2, 1 and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1 and a 2E and a 3 and a 4. Now he's playing this 1, and then we got a chug on the A. Now that is the section there. What I did, I was playing it. I kind of slipped into one of the ways that I've seen Glenn play this, because he plays a part of that song just slightly different. You can hear it on one of the sections when you're playing it. But what we are playing through that main part, we've got that. Like that. So we've got 1 and a 2E and a 3 and a 4. And on the 4, you get under. So you get 4 and back into that. So it's a bit hard playing that slow, but 1 and a 2E and a 3 and a 4. So it's 4E and a, 4E and a, back into the 1. So again, really slow it down. 1 and a 2E and a 3E and a 4 and a. Now what he's doing the second time round, when he's doing that 4E and going back onto that 1 count there, we just go across. The way Glenn is doing this, he's just going across to a G5 chord, so you're just playing 3 and 5. And we're doing the same rhythm, but we don't go back to them open strings. He just sits on the chord, so you go. Like that. And he takes that to the end of the count. So you get 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. So you're going to play that riff. Plays that all the way through, like that. So that is going into the verse section. We're just going to play that through. So you play that riff, you play the riff, then you go into that little chuggy section across the A and the G. You go back into the main riff again, and then you go back into what I'm going to call the little chuggy section, and you play that all the way through again. Coming out of the chuggy section, you go back into. And then we are into the pre-chorus section. And it goes like this. Like that. Now what am I doing now? It's fairly straightforward, typical Judas Priest this is. I'm doing an E5, D5 back to an E5 on the A and the D string. So I'm doing a 7, 7-9, down to a 5-7, back to the E5. Then we've got this riff here. Now what I'm playing there, I'm playing an open E, and then I cross to 2 on the D string with a pull off to the open. And then I go back to the E string and I'm going to play the 3 with a pull off to the open string. So we get like that. Then we go back and we do the E, D, E. So to go into the riff now, we go just do 2 E5s chords up. And then we repeat that, and then we back to we do that section there, but then we do a D5 back down, which is a D5. We go, and then we do a D to a C to a B. So I'll just quickly play through that pre-chorus for you. And that is the pre-chorus section. Let's just go into the chorus section now, which isn't too hard to play at all. Let's just go through that. It goes like this. While I'm playing there, I am just playing an E. Just going to play that 3 times. Then I'm playing this. And I'm doing that, I'm on the A string, I'm doing a 5, hammer onto the 7, and I'm picking the 5 on the D string, and then I'm trying my best to get a pinched harmonic across that. And I'm going to do that twice. And then the last one, I'm going on a pinched harmonic straight away. So we're going. Like that. And then we go back and play that. Going to play that little section there, which is just staying on the A5. Then we've got this. And all I'm doing now, I'm doing a double stop on the D and the G string. I'm doing a 5. Cross to the A and the D on a 7/7. Back to the 5. And then up to 7/7 on the DG. And at that point, we go. And we play that whole section all over again. As that gives us the chorus, we got the chorus, and then we go back into the verse section. We play that verse section that you've done. You don't play it twice, you only play it the once when you go back on. But you've got all the riffs that we covered before, you just play them all over again, right up to that chorus section that we've just looked at. Right, now we are up to the guitar break, and there's quite a bit going on in this section. I'm going to break it down into smaller chunks here. So I'm just going to play through the first section and then I'll break that down. So it goes like this. Okay, right, see quite a bit there going on. What we are playing here, we are going to be playing double stops across the A, D and the G string. So I start off on a 5/5 on A and D, and I go across to a 3/3 on the D and G, to the 5/5, like that. And you're going to play that 3 times. Getting that phrasing. Then we've got A on the open D. Down, up, down, open D. And then whichever way you want to play that. Some people talk about sliding it, but I find. So if I put that riff together. And you repeat. That one then, I should mention, it's just doing a 5/6/5. Just a hammer on, pull off is the way I use it. So you're doing that twice, then you're going to move up and you're going to play the whole thing now from the 7 to the 5 on the same string. So you get this. That's identical but 2 frets higher. Then we've got an open A, playing that chug. Then we do a 7/8/7. Then we go back and we go. And we're playing the same riff, but we're going to be moving up a fret each time. So when you play it, we're going to go. So it's doing that part, 7, 5, 7, A, back to, now up 1 fret, play the same, up 1 more fret, same riff. Then we got to play the chug on the 7th fret on the low E string, playing a double stop on the D and the G on the 9th fret. Now the next section goes like this. what are we doing there? Well, we are holding down, this is a B5, but we're going to just start playing on the 2, so on the B, so it's 2nd fret on the A string, and you go 1 Eana, 2 Eana, 3 Eana, 4 Eana, and then hit the power chord. Hold that for a bar. Then we go back to playing the 2. That's an A5. Open string 2 on the D. So you go from to. Now we shift to the low E string and you're going to play that for a whole bar. Going to a G5. Then we've got this chord progression, which is a D5 to an E5. So we then go down to a C sharp 5, which is 4 and 6 on the D, to a B flat 5, which is 1 and 3 on the D, to an F sharp 5 over the E string, so that's E2 and A4, finishing off back to a B5 chord, A2, D4. So we just again play that. We get 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to show you what is being played by KK through the guitar solo. It's fairly easy just to play through. So what I'm going to do now is just show you what KK is doing behind Glenn Tipton's solo. Relatively easy, and it goes like this. All we are doing there, we are just playing 16ths across the low E string. At the end of the 2nd bar, we are just doing a D7, sorry, an A7 and a D7 to a 5 and 5 on the D. So you just get this chug. And we got to play that twice. Then we do the same thing across the A, going to the 7s on D and G to the 5s on D and G. So we just get this. We play that 4 times, got 4 of them. Coming out of the solo, there is a dual harmony section. I'm just going to play the part that was done by Glenn Tipton, which is the main harmony line. And it goes like this. So what we're doing there, we are playing A5, cross to the G7, G5, and then we have got a rundown going 8, 7, 5 on the D to A8, and then we've got D7 to D5. And then we're going to go and just do a pull off from the 7-5 on the D, and then finishing on A8. And then we've got 7 to 5 on the A. We start all over again on that last A. Starting all over again from that A. So we play that twice. Coming out of that, we really now go into a fun riff. I'm going to be looking at Glenn Tipton's part in this again. So I'll just play it through and then I'll break it down for you. So it goes like this. Okay, quite a quick riff. The tab that I'd seen in most of the presentations was different than the video that I'd seen of Glenn Tipton playing this. On the tabs, they're saying that he's going to the 2 on the D. But when I looked at the finger placements for Glenn when he was playing this, he was not going there. He was going to the F. He was going to the 3rd fret. Anyway, let me show you what I believe that Glenn was playing. So we are taking this shape. It's going to look like a major triad shape that we're going to be playing. So I've got my little finger on G5. My first finger is going to stay continually on G2. And my second finger is going to be on the 3rd fret on the D string. So what are we playing there is we're going to pick on the 5, pull off to the 2, and play that 3. And we're going to then move and play the 4 to the pull off back to the 3. So you get this. And then repeat. Now we're going to do that 5, 4, 5, 4. So we get. And then what I'm going to do a 5 pull off to the 2, and then the 4 pull off the 2. And then we repeat that whole line. So we do that out. Now we're going to slide up 2 frets. So we're now going to be playing 7 pulling off to the 4 on the G, and our second finger is going to be on the 5 fret. Now we are now going to be doing a 7 pull off, but this time I use my 3rd finger this. We're going to play the 5 to the 2 and back. So we get. We do that exactly the same. We're going to do that line, and then we do the usual. We get this where I'm doing 7, 4, 5, 4. Then we have this line here, which again, all on the G string, is going to be 9, 7, 5, 4. And then we repeat that whole line all over again. So move up. Now this time we're just going to go to the 9, and then we go to the octave of that, which is up on the 12th fret on the E string, like that. So very quick lick, because you're playing quarter notes, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 as you're playing through that. Well, as I always say, take your time. Just build that up nicely. Of course, there is another part that's being played by KK, but I said just for this lesson, I am just looking at Glenn's, because that is the core of what you're hearing on the harmony. Now, we just got one more lick to look at in this guitar solo section, and it goes like this. And that's actually played by KK. So what are we doing? We are pedaling across the 12th fret on the B string. We're going 12 on the B to the 10 on the high E, back to the 12 on the B, down to the 9, and then back to the 12. So it's always a pedal. So it's B to 10, 9, 10. I use my little finger to do the 12, 10, 9, and finishing on that B12. Like that. We're doing the same thing on the next bar. We're always pedaling back, and we start off the same. We go in from that 12 across to the 10, 9, 10, 12, 14. Back to the 12. And that takes you to the end of the guitar break and through the solo section. And from there we go back to the bridge, which is this. Now, that's all the same as what we've done before. The chord progression is a little bit more to it. We start off the same. We do a G5, to a D5, E5, C sharp. Then we've got this where you're playing the first finger on the B and then you're pushing your finger up to the 4th fret. You can see that as a B flat augmented chord if you want, because you are sharpening the 5th. So it's like a B flat 5 chord, but you're playing 1 and 4. Back up to the D5, E5, C sharp, B flat augmented, F sharp 5, finishing on the B flat. So from there we go back to the chorus. Now you're going to play the chorus line, you're going to play that 2 times. So you get that. So we play that twice. In fact, we're going to play that. We play that an extra 2 times on that section, and that takes us to the close of the song. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed working through the song with me today. If you did enjoy the lesson, don't forget to hit that like button, and if you would like to stay in touch and keep up to date with any new releases I have on the channel, why not subscribe now? Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. That way you'll always be kept up to date on any new lessons that I am posting on the channel. Anyway, I'm going to let you go, but until the next time, this is Jeff wishing you well, and I'll speak to you again real soon. Until then, goodbye.